Hi there, this is Jay Johnson with windowpurchase.com. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're finding me for the first time on YouTube, you can go directly to windowpurchase.com where you'll find over 200 educational videos, the 3 books I've written on windows and doors since 2001, and I have a consulting page. So if you need help in addition to the books or the videos, call me for consulting. I've helped people all the way from New Jersey to British Columbia, all the way out to Hawaii, for real. So anyway, and if you like my channel, please like and subscribe. A lot of times I forget to ask. I'm not a big marketer. Social media is not my thing. I'm just trying to do the best I can. Anyway, the video I want to do today is another assumption, and it has to do with solar heat gain, SHGC, solar heat gain coefficient. And here's my problem with part of the industry, and not so much industry as it is certain salespeople or the way companies are selling this to you. So let's keep it simple to start. And I want to put the time in on this video, so please stay with me, bear with me. So some companies come in and they tell you, well, you want all that solar heat coming through your glass in the winter to benefit from that heat, okay? And then your heater won't have to work as hard. Well, here's the problem. First of all, in almost every part of the world, the winter days are much, much shorter. They're like 60% shorter in the winter than they are in the summer. So if you're relying on the shortest days of the year to possibly heat 1 or 2 rooms at a time, it's crazy. Not to mention, I said 1 to 2 rooms at a time because the sun doesn't come around every side of the house at once. It dances around the house, and certain parts of the house it doesn't even hit. So the rooms that may, and I stress may, benefit from a little solar heat, the rooms that aren't getting the sun aren't benefiting at all. Those will be the cold rooms. These will be the ones that are too hot. Now I want to read you something on here. The solar heat gain coefficient explains how much heat from the sun passes through windows into the home. The lower the number, the better at keeping heat out. There are some in our industry who say you need a very high SHGC, and I'm going to pick on Chicago since I'm in the Chicago area, so that you will receive free energy or heat coming into the windows in the winter months. In fact, Energy Star recently changed their definitions of energy efficient windows in the northern zone of the country, which if you look at the Energy Star map, it's everything in dark blue. That's the northern zone. And notice parts of the northern zone dip all the way down into parts of Arizona and New Mexico because of the elevations, okay? They say if you have a window that is very good at keeping heat in your home in the winter, triple pane with a low U factor, it should also be very good at keeping heat out of your home in the summer. However, now they say that if the glass is not as good as keeping heat in the home, double pane, that it can also not be very good at keeping heat out in the summer with the very high solar heat gain. So you have to understand that when somebody tells you if you have windows that let a lot of solar heat in, you're going to get free energy and your heater's not going to run as much. But you also have to understand that heat moves to cold. So when the heat's not coming through the window, or when it's part of the house the sun doesn't hit, or if you don't open your drapes, curtains, or blinds all the way first thing in the morning before the sun starts coming around, you're not benefiting from anything. And this goes back to another video I did on what causes fading in the home. Now 40% is UV light, ultraviolet rays, but 25% is visible daylight and 25% is heat energy. 10% falls into a miscellaneous category, okay? So that 25% of heat energy, the more solar heat gain you have pouring into your home, it's going to fade the carpets faster and the wood floors, okay? And then it's going to create more heat in the room. And if it's a room where the thermostat's at, you're done because the other rooms think the temperature is fine all around. No, it's just stuffy in the room where the thermostat is, the other rooms are cold. Or if the room where the thermostat's at, it thinks everything's cold, so it kicks the heater on. Now you have the heater and the solar heat gain coming in, it's making those rooms excessively hot. The other thing I want to mention before I go off of this video is when you shut curtains or blinds, it doesn't keep heat out of the house. Yep, does not keep heat out of the house. If you want to keep heat out of the house, you have to have outside roll down shutters. That not only keeps the heat from even hitting the window, it truly keeps the heat from coming into the house by way of sunlight, okay? The humidity can still creep in because heat moves to cold, but the sunlight hits the outside shutters and it never even hits the window, therefore it never comes in. If you have a window here, and you're shutting curtains or blinds here, you got two problems. The heat's still coming through the glass, it's still coming into the room, it's creeping out from behind the curtains and blinds by convection or radiation, okay? And if you have a poorly made window, especially curtains, they trap a lot of that heat into that area, and I've seen warping and sagging in some different types of window profiles because now you've accelerated and exacerbated the amount of heat around that window. Now you've created excessive heat on the inside of the window and you've created excessive heat from the outside of the window just from the sun. You have the same problem in an attic where if you have a roofing company come out, they replace the roof, those shingles last so many years, but if those shingles fail, one of the first things they look at when they come out is, are your soffits around the house well ventilated? Because if you have the sun hitting the roof, that's heat source from one. If you don't have a well-vented attic, you're creating heat from underneath, and that bakes the shingles a lot faster. You have the same effect when you have a window in the middle, you have heat hitting it from out here, and then you're exacerbating the heat from the inside by something you're doing, and you're not realizing what you're doing. Not to mention, if you shut the curtains when it's cold outside, thinking you're going to keep the room warmer, now you're keeping the heat in the room from getting to the glass, and you're going to create more moisture because that glass surface is going to stay cold because the heat can't get to it, and you're going to create more condensation problems because condensation forms on a cold or cool surface. Anyway, don't let these companies fool you on. You need tons of heat pouring in through the glass, and you're going to benefit from it. It's a bunch of BS, and they just don't want to educate you on what the industry rules are. And they also don't want you to understand that heat moves to cold, so the better the glass does at keeping heat in, the better the glass also does at keeping heat out. I'm Jay Johnson, windowpurchase.com. If you like my videos, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much.